Greetings, YouTube. My name is Tyler. I hope that you're all having a wonderful day. In this video, I want to draw attention to this idea of failing behind. This is a feeling that many people have. It's a feeling that we can have at really any age. I'm personally 28 years old, and I'll be talking about this feeling that I have from my perspective as a 28-year-old. I'm going to be discussing a plethora of different angles as I approach this topic because I don't think it's a simple idea. I think that it's rather nuanced, and the last thing I want to do is oversimplify something. Because, of course, this is going to vary person to person, the circumstances which lead to a person feeling this way, the diversity of outcomes that we experience at any given age. I saw a statistic recently that the average age of a first-time home buyer in the 1990s was 28 years old. The average age of a first-time home buyer today is 40 years old. Well, I'm 28. I certainly don't have a home. I'm certainly not on pace to having my own house when I'm 40 years old. That's just 12 years away. I do have hope. I do have some optimism. I do have some willpower and fight left in me to try to keep pushing on and to try to make the most of this life that I have. I feel like one of the biggest mistakes that I often make is getting into these patterns of comparison. Always having these standards of comparison, whereas instead of comparing myself to my past self and looking at how far I've come, I'll look at where others are. I'll look more broadly to friends and acquaintances that I had in high school and college. I'll go on Instagram and see them living out their best lives, attending professional sports matches with seats that cost, who knows, thousands of dollars, and getting their first homes. And I go on LinkedIn and I see people getting their dream careers and attaining all kinds of promotions. And out of curiosity, I'll look up these positions and their salaries and just to see like how they're actually doing it. It's like, wow, I can't believe making that much. That's impressive. Like, good for them. But what about my situation? Going back to high school, a lot of people would characterize me as an intelligent, driven person. I don't think a lot of people would expect that I'd be where I am right now. I mean, where am I right now? Not working a job. I've actually never held a job for longer than a 1 year period. And part of that is just because of the nature of the jobs being seasonal, many of them being seasonal, in between school session kind of jobs. But another component of that has been just me not adhering to a plan. And I do got to apologize. I'm not feeling physically the best, so I'm going to do my best to try and avoid coughing in this video, but if I do, at least I gave you some due notice here, as we're 3.5 minutes in. Anyhow, I digress. Standards of comparison. I also do them more inwardly. I've talked about, like, in a broad sense with friends, acquaintances. In an inward sense, it's also connected to family. I have a really medium-sized family, and all of them are, excuse me, I told you I was doing bad. Oh, man, I need a drink. I have members of my family who are LPNs, registered nurses, who head psychiatry programs, who have achieved success in a wide array of areas of work, primarily like the medical field, which does require intelligence, it requires diligence and commitment, and there's definitely no shortage of that in my family. There's also no shortage of mental health issues in my family, and I feel like I've catched the brunt of it. I feel like a great deal of it has been assigned to me. And I don't really know what to make of it because I feel like I could be so far ahead right now. compared to my peers, compared to where I am, if it wasn't for the mitigating factor of mental health. It has always been the big bane of my existence, whether it be high school, college, working and maintaining work. It's not easy. I have a diagnosis of bipolar disorder, as those of you who watch this channel know. For those of you who are new here, I learned about this diagnosis actually when I was in college. My junior year of university, I suffered from a major manic episode that lasted 6 months, during which I experienced delusions, hallucinations. I went into a state called psychosis. I was hospitalized twice, once completely and involuntarily, and then the other time as part of a partial program toward the tail end. And it had so many consequences. I lost my education, I lost multiple jobs, I lost many more friendships and harmed relationships with family as well. And recovering from that in itself was a gigantic task. It's not something that happened overnight. When I first came out of mania, I had so many racing thoughts about everything that had transpired. Why did I say this? Why did I do this? I'm such a terrible person. I just felt so much embarrassment, guilt, shame, doubt, and uncertainty about my future. And the uncertainty aspect is what I'm still feeling a lot of today, because even though I've recovered and I'm not in a profoundly deep depression, I'm not in the abyss of despair as I once characterized it, but I am kind of treading water. I'm not swimming in proper form. I'm not drowning either, which is good. It's just that things could be better. I have $2 in my checking account. I have $5 in my savings account. My mom and I struggle to get by. And it's been this way really our entire lives. But we always make the most of what we do have, and we're grateful for what we do have. And we fight on because she wants to see me succeed, and I fight on because I want to be able to someday help her out in the way she's helped me out. I want to be able to make something of my life so that her efforts were worthwhile. Because she raised me as a single mom. And being 28 years old now, I feel like the clock is ticking. I know it's easy to kind of just say, like, oh, you're 28, you have your whole life ahead of you. People are living to their 70s. But when I repeat the same mistakes over and over again, when I fall into the same pattern, the same trap of being hard on myself, beating myself up over small things, not picking my battles correctly, over-focusing on trivial things that do not matter in the big picture, all of this culminates in me failing in the long run. And so I need to correct these patterns. I need to develop new routines and adhere to them. It's one thing to start a new routine, but if you don't actually stick to it, then what was the purpose in doing it? And I fall into this kind of what I call the what if conundrum. I think about, what if I never had this mental health diagnosis? Well, I'd be graduated with a bachelor's degree at minimum. I would probably have been finished with law school and be working as an attorney. It's still my aspiration to become an attorney, but it's years away. It's been delayed because of mental illness. I'm 28. And of course, people go to law school, medical school, these advanced degrees at different ages, come from different walks of life. I do deeply apologize about this. Physically, I've been beat for about a week now, and man, I hope it's nothing serious, but it's like I feel like I've been getting better in the past few days. However, it's still bad enough to where it makes it difficult to really want to do anything. Kind of forcing myself to do this, but I haven't posted in like 50 days, more than 50 days, so I feel like I got to do something here. But I think about how, what if I had stuck with this job, or what if I had finished my degrees? What if I was never diagnosed with this mental illness? things would be totally different. That's not a hypothetical, it's just, it would be. I do sincerely believe that higher education is my ticket to success. My medications for my bipolar disorder are what keep me stable. My higher education is what will get me out of poverty. It's what will lead me to the middle class. It's what will maybe someday lead me to prosperity and to be an exemplary model to follow for others going through similar situations. The outcomes are not good for people with bipolar disorder, but there are people who experience phenomenal outcomes with this condition. So I don't want to use it as the ultimate excuse as to why I can't achieve my dreams, as to why I can't become an attorney. But I do have to acknowledge it. The first step in solving any problem is acknowledging that a problem exists in the first place. So I do acknowledge it. It's been challenging. And I got a tumultuous future ahead of me. I have a job that I left, a fast food job, after just being there for 3 weeks. But I do have other things lined up. Participating in some, I would characterize it as an extracurricular organization. It's a service organization that will help get me outside more, do more productive things with my time. Notably, I'm going back to school starting this summer. I'm taking 3 online summer classes. To try and build momentum before I ultimately return in the fall. Fall semester is nearing as well. It's right around the corner. I start classes for online in May, late May, for the summer sessions. I'm excited about that. It's going to be challenging, but I think I can handle it. I need to be able to handle it, because this is my passport to my future. I need to get my degrees. I need to get out of this pattern of failure, of taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. And the only way to do that is if I start to develop some form of consistency, start to harness the willpower and the drive that I do have, and move forward steadfast without apologies, except for the coughing and the physical stuff. Like, I can't imagine how annoying it is watching a video with someone coughing. But any of you who are actually watching this, even after all that coughing, I appreciate the heck out of you. I'm actually sweating. That's how bad it is. But I thought that the topic of this video could be relatable to some people. I thought it would be an interesting thing to touch and reflect upon. So that was my intention here today. Appreciate each and every one of you, Marvelous Legends, for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, and have an excellent day.